Mr. Njali, thank you very much for your time here on ENCA. This has to be one of those moments where some South Africans will feel like this is a slap in the face, because this is the same Eskom that expects us to go from load shedding to what they now call load reduction.
Good afternoon, and good afternoon to the viewers at home. Indeed, it's a sad story for Eskom in both ways, that we know that it needs some resources, but when it does not give the timetable and the time frame, and at the same time any tariff increase will squeeze and trickle the small economy, businesses will be out of business, workers will be retrenched. A number of indigent people are increasing now on the social grant. They will not be able to pay for this electricity. So it's a sad story indeed that they will now resort to some tariff increase. Unfortunately, the court has given them a permission to do so, and what it means for the working class and the poor is to try to comply. But people will revert to some unhealthy kind of resources, using woods, using paraffin, and etc. and etc. We may see increase of fire in the squatter camps and etc. So it's a very sad story indeed.
Mr. Njali, we're also talking about an Eskom that has been, mentioned quite a couple of times at the State Capture Commission of Inquiry. This is not the first time, for instance, the High Court has granted the power utility permission to increase their tariffs. What exactly are they using the money for if it's not to fix what it is that we need for power to be generated to our homes?
I think it's a question of leadership and how they have indebted themselves, getting some contracts over-escalating, and the Commission clearly indicated that without finding anybody guilty, but there's a clear demonstration that some of the contracts were unwarranted for. They were overpriced, and regrettably, most of them are legal contracts that they needed to be repaid. And now they have to come back to the customers to foot that bill. That's regrettably. We need leadership. So we're not sure whether the current leadership is grappling with the cost of the past, at the same time trying to put Eskom on the great footing. We thought that the Network Compact Agreement was trying to assist Eskom so that they don't only come to the consumer for prices. They need to be able to borrow and be able to fix, so that we're able to be encouraged to pay for electricity, and we're encouraging everybody to pay. But there has to be some guaranteed and a surety for businesses that we are going to be out of load shedding. As we speak, even the money that they are going to get, they are not giving us guaranteed when we're going to be out of the load shedding, and whether a security supply of energy will be guaranteed.
Speaking about when we're going to be out of load shedding, we know that there's been that debate that came and went about who lied to Parliament or omitted the truth when we were told that load shedding would not be happening in South Africa anymore, or that we had to wait until a certain point. But clearly it's going to be our lives for a long time. But speaking about that, I believe that COSATU has a meeting with the Public Enterprises Minister to, speak about your grievances regarding this new hike.
Yes, indeed. We had the first meeting last night, and we're raising those issues, and we agree with the minister and said, Minister, the best thing for us is to get the people who are on the ground, the management, to have some conversation with them, because sometimes we rely on what the minister has said, and when the minister is lied to, he will communicate that one, and we end up holding the minister responsible for not telling the truth. So we said we wanted to hear from the horse's mouth. We needed to know the plan, and some of our people are working in this Eskom. They know some of the things on the ground, and when information is communicated, we wanted to interrogate that information to be certain that what is being told to the public is the real story. So we have agreed with the minister. We're going to have another meeting very soon, so that we can be able to test the information given.
As part of the tripartite alliance, we know that government has already announced that there would be the private sale of electricity in South Africa sometime in 2022. What else have you heard, if you could share anything with us in terms of the private sale? I mean, this shows if we are going to be given the opportunity to buy our own electricity from other companies, it shows that Eskom is saying they're bowing out as, the company that would supply electricity to everyone in South Africa. But have you heard anything else in terms of when exactly this can start, solar energy maybe? Because I think South Africans are tired of waiting to hear from Eskom about the end to load shedding. It's not going to happen.
We were not privy to any private sectors coming to play that bigger role. I think it's a known factor that the IPPs are private institutions that are providing electricity, but in a very small scale. Electricity is supposed to be public good and has to be done in a very, very big way. Regrettably, Eskom has to enter into the green energy and has to be a big player because it is only a public institute that can make electricity affordable.
Well, thank you very much. That was, of course, Bheki Njali, the General Secretary of COSATU. Thank you for your time here on ENCA.